on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Okay, men, time to be an all-star caregiver. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, be there emotionally and physically. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find care guides at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Your home for Richmond Spiders athletics all year round. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 1061 ESPN. From a real NFL insider and television analyst.
Now get ready for the NFL show where the conversation gets real and the fans get a voice. It's time for the Lwis Jr. Show here on ESPN Radio.
Welcome everyone to the Lwis Jr. Show. Appreciate you joining me as always. We've got a busy show for you, another busy show for you. I have Miss Erica Lynn. Lady Erica Lynn, she's joining us in studio today. And we're going to have, after this segment, we're going to have a good friend, Mr. Rio Robinson from Rambling with Rio. These are two of the best content creators for the Washington Commanders. And speaking of the Washington Commanders, we're going to talk about their OTAs and what we saw yesterday. I can't go too in depth. I was asked not to do that, so I can't go too in depth, but I will give you some pertinent and very important information. But before we start all of that, on a personal note, I have to say happy heavenly birthday to my mom. My mom passed 20 years ago to this day, and I would be remiss to not mention her because I'm standing here, I'm talking to you because of that woman. That was my GOAT. That was my queen. And, so just wanted to let her know that obviously you're not here physically, but you're still with us. And I'm always thinking of you. So happy birthday, beautiful. All right. So let's keep this thing going here. And I got to bring in the super producer, Mr. Alan Sanders, the guy that I got to tell you, literally before we went on, he was running from room to room, getting us ready. That's what he does. So what's up? What's up, my friend?
I don't know, man. I'm never prepared when I think I'm prepared. So, never fear, folks. I am here to ask the hard questions that Lake doesn't want to answer.
Hey, come on, man.
That's my job. I wasn't at OTAs. You were. So come on, spill the beans.
I kind of did a little too much yesterday. So I was asked by the team to not
just
put out. Well, it makes sense. Obviously, Sean D, my guy up there who runs the team PR, they do a great job. And, I got, you notified me last night and was like, you can't give out personnel information, and I did, when I was on actually with Rio on his show, I did. And it just never dawned on me that, you're giving out possible game information. So I can't talk about that. I can talk about what I saw as far as players, how good they looked, if they didn't look good, but I can't tell you who was lined up here, who was lined up there. And
I'm just going to ask Trent on Tuesdays.
you trust me.
And Trent was good about his answers too, man. You guys are very professional when people were prying about things. So we'll see if we can't loosen up these lips a little bit more.
Well, you heard me tell him even last week on Tuesday, I told him, well, it was this week, actually, 2 days ago. My God, time's flying like that. But I told him, I said, don't give out too much information. And he said, no, it's good. Everyone knows they want to run. So I did ask Sean last night. I said, hey, wait a minute. My hits coming out, from me being up there. And then obviously I have the show tomorrow. And I'm like, can I mention that Jaden was under center? And he said, of course you can do that. Coach Quinn and Adam said, that's okay. So I'm good. So with that said, did I tell you guys Jaden Daniels was under center yesterday?
No, I had not heard that.
He was on literally. When I tell you, when I say he was on, he looked really comfortable, folks. And I got to tell you, Jaden Daniels is one of these guys that all that nonsense that was put out there about, oh, he's not happy about this and that's garbage. That's not true. This is a guy that wants to be great, not good, wants to be great. And I think he understands that this is an evolution in his game now, being under center. And yesterday, if there's any indication, he's going to have a special season because the ball was leaving his hands ultra quick. Can I even say like 2-step drops? I mean, yeah, of course.
I mean, you under center.
Yeah. He was under center. He was getting rid of the ball really quick. And everything just ran smoothly. It looked efficient. It looked like it, he belonged. So is Erica on with us in video right now?
Miss Erica is on. And real quick before you start, I just want to let you know I was at my son's award ceremony this afternoon, and the Commanders fan who listens to the show definitely came up to me and let me know to tell you that they want to hear a little bit more about Jaden. And want the real scoop, because in their minds he's got something to prove this year and he needs to step up. That's 100% true. That I don't want to say he has to step up because he's already stepped up. I think he just has to have another strong campaign, and I think a lot of people have forgotten how special and dynamic his talent is. Erica, when you see a guy like that, and that this team's only going to go as far as he goes. Seeing him under center yesterday, how did that make you feel as far as seeing this guy potentially take another step upwards in his career?
Well, I was just thinking about that on my way here today, just thinking it to myself about him being under center. And I was like, you know what? This is the year I think he is going to elevate his game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help him tremendously.
Yeah.
Because what happens is if you hear the offensive players talk in their interviews yesterday, they was talking about the offensive scheme and how excited they are, especially to run the ball more. And so that's going to help him out a lot. And it's going to give the receivers a lot more time to create separation, in the long run. So I'm like, it did my heart good to see him under center. But of course, we saw him in the shotgun a couple of times, I think. So,
yeah. But
yeah, I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see where his game can go.
And, I think people have to understand that David Blau, the new offensive coordinator, had some time in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And Detroit's offense has been one of the more dynamic offenses in the NFL. And last time I looked, Alan, I don't think Jared Goff is in shotgun formation.
Right.
Yeah, the robot has his system and his rhythm. And
why you got to call him a robot?
I've always called him a robot.
But when you think about it, he is like one of those stand in the pocket quarterbacks. Yep. So if you take that offensive scheme and give it to Jaden,
see, Erica, that's what I was going to say. So you just took the words right out. That's why for all the fans out there, and there are some that are like, oh, this isn't going to work. Jaden's a shotgun quarterback. No, Jaden's a quarterback. And he's a talent that will embrace and adapt to whatever is needed. And for me, I just think it saves him a little bit. It keeps him, as Alan said a couple weeks ago, it keeps him from harming himself, and when you're under center, you actually can see things, believe it or not, a little more clear than you would if you had a free roaming,
edge rusher coming at you, because when they're coming at you from 6-7 yards and you see them coming at you, it changes what you do. It's normally called you take off, you run for your life. But when you're under center, you can see things that are right there in front of you, your cadences, your check downs, everything can be different. So from yesterday, if it's any indication, like I said, I am pleasantly surprised. It looked really good. They looked pretty good. Is there anyone, Erica, that you also, and see, it's hard for me to ask the question that you saw when I was there,
right?
But was there anyone else that you did see from afar that, kind of got you excited?
Diami.
Yes.
He looked bigger.
He absolutely
stronger.
is bigger.
He looked fast too. So I was excited to see him. Let's see. Rashad White.
Yes.
He looked good.
And he looked big too, right?
A lot of them did. I think you can tell that the team, the front office, they are moving with intention.
Yes.
Yes. So I love it. I love it.
Very good point, because I said this yesterday. I even said it in my stand-up that everyone looked bigger. Bill Krosky-Merritt's arms looked bigger.
Connolly looked bigger.
Yeah, Josh Connolly is chiseled. Josh Connolly looked like...
Connolly's got a frame, like he was a baby when he came into the league last year.
He's a grown man.
He's going to be as big as Tunsil by the time his career is done for sure. He's got a lot he can put on that frame.
Yeah, and speaking of Laramie, was out there, didn't do a whole lot, but Laramie looked like he just literally came off the line of lifting weights. I mean, all of these guys were jacked up. I mean, Jeremy McNichols, who's always, been kind of yoked up. I mean, his arms were just, they were massive. And I'm like, are you guys playing football? Or are you guys getting ready to go into some kind of, tug of war battle or something like that? I mean, they literally all were in shape. Jaden Daniels, not to stray, but to get back to Jaden's neck looked so much bigger. His face looked fuller.
Yeah.
And naturally, he's 25 years old. When you start getting older, unfortunately, you're it's coming, Alan. Trust me, when I tell you, it's coming.
Well, there's something to be said about your neck keeping you from getting concussions too. If you watch a lot of boxers, they work out their necks and things like that. So
very good point.
You definitely want to get yoked up, as we say, when you're playing that position at quarterback, because it will help you in the long run.
Very good point there. And I got to tell you, he looked amazing. I mean, he did. He looked like you could see the biceps in the interview.
His quads.
Yeah. I mean, everything. Jaden's always had fairly large thighs, legs. That's what makes his running ability so special as well. If you ever see Lamar Jackson up close, you'll see Lamar's got some pretty big legs. Well, they're not like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has weightlifter legs. That's different. But these guys, to be so elusive and kind of scat backish, when they run, you do have to have a solid base, and they both have that. But I'm just excited, and I said on Rio's show, he's going to be joining us shortly here. I said on Rio's show yesterday that I promised myself in year 17, and now covering the league too, I'm not going to get too overly excited over an OTA. I couldn't help myself, folks. Yeah. I was excited. I know what I saw, and my eyes haven't lied to me on too many occasions. I'm not giving predictions or anything out like that, but I can just tell you right now, from a talent standpoint, this is the deepest roster they've had in the last decade, without question. What can they do on the field? All that remains to be seen. So we're going to take a break here. And when we come back, we're going to have Rio Robinson from Rambling with Rio. If you are on YouTube and you see these great content creators putting out some really good, he's leading the charge. And Miss Lady Erica Lynn is in the building too. So I got my two favorites, with me right here today. So we'll have more of them when we come back. I just had a sound in my ear. That was weird. So we'll have more of that when we come back right here on the Lake Lewis Jr. Show.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years.
I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
WorkZone is the one-stop shop for the hardworking man and woman. When it comes to the biggest selection, WorkZone has it. Over 15 brands of boots in all toe types, even boots for the ladies. WorkZone has jackets in stock for all seasons. See why WorkZone will be your first and only stop for the best brands and comfort in workwear. And a gift card from WorkZone is always the perfect gift. Visit WorkZone on Temple Avenue next to the Ford dealership, WorkZoneVA.com, and check them out on Instagram and Facebook. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Looking for fresh, bold flavor made right here in Virginia? Then you've got to try Nikki's Homemade Salsa. Crafted in small batches by Nicole Wesley in Providence Forge, Virginia, Nikki's Homemade Salsa delivers the perfect blend of freshness, spice, and homemade taste that keeps people coming back for more. You can find Nikki's Homemade Salsa at select farmers markets across New Kent County and at local favorites like Salt Creek Vineyards in Lenexa. To order yours today, contact Nicole Wesley at 757-303-7697 or email ndtarw@gmail.com.
More than fashion, it's a movement. Life Be Lifing was born from conversation and built with purpose, creating clothing that inspires authenticity, connection, and confidence. Founded by entrepreneurs Khalif Lambert and Ken Sandy, Life Be Lifing represents community, culture, and real-life experiences through bold, meaningful apparel designed for everyone. Be seen, be heard, be unapologetically you. Visit Life Be Lifing today at lifebelifing.com and join the movement that's empowering people to live with purpose every single day.
Whether you're buying your first home, selling your current one, or investing in real estate, you need a team you can trust. That's where Cowell Childers Group comes in. Richmond's top real estate team, proudly serving Central Virginia and beyond. They work with clients at every level, across all price points and locations, and can even help you achieve your real estate goals anywhere in the United States. With over 300 homes sold annually, more than $130 million in yearly sales volume, and over 4,000 homes sold since 2001, their experience delivers real results. But it's not just about the numbers. Their mission is simple: provide unmatched service through personal attention, clear communication, and a commitment to every detail. Ready to make your next move? Visit cowboychildress.com or call 804-409-3235 today. That's 804-409-3235. And if you're a real estate agent ready to grow your career, check out their website to learn how you can join the team. The Cowboy Children's Group. Proven results, trusted relationships, and service that lasts a lifetime. There's a fine line between chaos and pure martial arts mastery.
When you take the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave.
And on Sunday, May 31st, that line is drawn in Chester, Virginia. Bar Fights Fighting Championship proudly presents BFFC 18. They're bringing the elite together under one roof at the Cultural Center of India for a relentless night of elite Brazilian jiu-jitsu and striking. Watch the region's top athletes clash in a dynamic, competitive environment. From lightning-fast stand-up battles to high-stakes, world-class ground grappling, every second inside the arena will keep you on the edge of your seat. As your ring announcer all night long, I'll be right there in the cage bringing in the official decisions, introducing the fighters, and turning up the volume on an already electric crowd. Bring the energy, witness the sacrifice, and support the local fight community. It all goes down Sunday, May 31st. Tickets are selling fast at barfightsfc.com. Get yours now.
The radio's all yours now.
You want Richmond sports talk in the morning? I got you covered. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, host of Fits the Bill, the only local morning sports talk show coming at you weekdays 8 to 10 a.m. on ESPN Richmond.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lwis Junior Show. Appreciate you joining me, and it is a good time for me today. Obviously, it's my mom's heavenly birthday. I've got Miss Lady Erica Lynn joining me here in studio. We've got the super producer, Alan, and then I have somebody now getting ready to join me. And this is a first because I go on his show quite a bit, and you know, we've done stuff over the years, but he's never been on this show yet. So for me to have my little brother, that's what I call him. He's doing some great things with Rambling with Rio, one of the best content creators for the Washington Commanders, is on with me now. So what's going on, little bro? How you doing?
I am doing lovely right now. OTAs are underway. I'm starving for anything football, so I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm good. And, you know, we're trying to get this technology, so probably going to skip on the Zoom today, but that's okay. You know,
okay.
We'll get it. We'll get that stuff squared away. But yeah, man, you know,
no worries.
OTAs is here. We were there. I was there yesterday, came on your show directly afterwards. Got in a little bit of not trouble. Everything's good. We're all good. But you know, this is the kind of stuff that fans want to know. They want to hear. And you've got one of the largest content channels out there for the Commanders. You know, was it a buzz yesterday after we did our show?
Oh, absolutely. We had the streets talking because you're not going to really find too much instant right after practice information live to hear it. Like, you literally were in the car going home right after OTA. There wasn't too much of that on the timeline yesterday. So yeah, we definitely drew some buzz.
Yeah, it definitely was a, you know, one of those things. It was a vibe, as you guys say. You know, anyone stand out to you? Obviously, Jaden was under center. Jaden looks bigger. But were there any other guys that stood out to you that you were, you know, wanting to hear about, that we talked about or you saw in some other coverage?
Terry McLaurin looks like he's in the best shape of his entire career. He looks slimmed down. He looks lean. He's like a lean machine right now. His face looks chiseled. Every single anecdote of Jaden to Terry at OTAs is exactly the vibes we were missing last year. So it kind of feels like we're restoring the order this offseason. So Terry is the first name non-Jaden that I would go to.
Yeah, you know, and I will say he looked like he was a midseason form. I mean, he was giving up his body for catches on the field. I mean, like, this guy's just a dog. And you know what? All that did was it showed me how much that was missing last year at this time. So before people say, what are you talking about? He was there because he was there during, you know, the camps, the early camps. But when training camps started, that's when officially the holdout, you know, began. So he was doing those things. But I think, you know, deep down, if someone were to ask Terry, I'm sure he's going to say that holdout didn't just happen all of a sudden. That probably was already in his mind.
That was the plan.
Yeah, of course. It was already in his mind.
That was definitely, we were already anticipating it pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So this year, though, you know, and Erica Lynn is with us right now. She's in studio with me, Rio. And you know,
what up, Erica?
What up, Rio?
Yeah, we got to show her some love because she's doing some great things too. And you know, I wanted to get this with both of you guys, you know, being content creators. How do you guys, because, you know, with me in media, I know how I have to toe the line because I have to see these guys every day. But how do you guys toe the line with putting out legit information, but also having your own spin on it and your own take on it without necessarily rubbing people the wrong way? So I'll let Erica answer first, and then Rio, we'll come back with you.
But first of all, I'm gonna give it to you raw, you know. And second of all, I'm in the streets and I'm a lady, so women see things differently than men do. So we not only are we watching the players to see how they look and everything, we watching the vibes, we watching the energy. We looking at, okay, what does this person look like on the sideline? Do they look like they interested? So what I saw yesterday.
Body language.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what women look at. Them. I'm not trying to come down on y'all men or anything like that. But what I'm saying is we tend to look at things a little different that men seem to ignore because they're more into the analysis and schemes and things like that. Women have a tendency to look at, what's really going on behind the scenes. We can read things. And so when I put out my content, that's what it's all about. It's about the vibe of the team, the energy. I try to give the fans and my audience, something different.
Yeah.
Other than just, let's just sit and talk about the scheme. No, let's talk about the vibe. Let's talk about the hype. Let's talk about what we're going to do this season, So that's where I go with it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And Rio, so how do you go about it?
Yeah, I like to be the same way. I don't mind ruffling feathers because my approach sometimes can be a little rough around the edges. I like to draw a line in the middle. There's super fandom, Ashburn syndrome, where you think every player on the team is an all-pro. Then there's the over-pessimist that thinks the whole team is trash. I like to draw right in the middle. Whatever I see, I'm going to call it. Every single player, coach, executive, everybody on the team can be critiqued on what they're doing on and off the field.
True.
So I just keep it real. I get people upset with my opinions all the time. It doesn't bother me none. It's nothing personal. I want this team to win more than anything in the world. So I'm not going to lie about anything. I've sat through a lot of bad seasons of football. So if I see something bad, I think I recognize it as much as anyone and feel qualified to do so.
Yeah, and this is good stuff now because this is coming from them. This is coming from diehard fans of the burgundy and gold. And, for me being from DC, people sometimes say, oh man, how hard is it for you to cover these guys and not be a fan? Well, I had to give up being a fan like 25 years ago when I started this stuff. But I can say this is my hometown team. And of course, when they win, business is good for all. You guys will be popping all over the place with your content if they're winning. That's what happens. Rio, you remember 2 years ago when we infamously, said that this team was going to win 12 football games, and people were, it was nasty, Erica, some of the stuff we were getting. And all
I saw it.
Yep. And all they did was what? They went out, they won 12 games, and they went to the NFC Championship game. Well, I've had people coming at me from what I said last year when I predicted the Ravens and Washington to be in the Super Bowl. This was before the season, before everything started happening. And I had someone tell me I need to stop coming up with predictions and stop giving my personal opinions and just give me
positive, Lake. You're a cheerleader, Lake.
So it was just like, no, you just give the stuff that you see. And now I see Rio on our video feed. What's up? There we go. So that's what we're talking about here. So, and you can still hear me perfectly fine. So I got to mute the computer. So we got technology going on here. See, Alan, we were raising the bar for you up a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
You didn't even have any words for that, Rio. We just had, that was the first time.
Sounds like more work.
I was going to say, that's the first time I think I ever saw my producer quiet, muted. Okay. So, all right. So let's do this. I want to talk to both of you guys about, obviously, the schedule is daunting, but this team has a legit chance to make a statement early. And, I had Trent Scott on. He's on with me every Tuesdays right here on this channel. And he said that the players looked at the schedule the same way. Like, they have an opportunity to send a message. How important for both of you is the first month of the season? Or are you guys in the line of, okay, just get through it because the second half of the season might be a little bit more forgiving? Or do you, like I said, do you feel like the first month of the season, they've got to come out and do some things? So Rio, we'll start with you and then we'll go back with Erica.
They definitely cannot afford a slow start this year because the schedule gets, there really aren't many moments that you could breathe or say it's an easier schedule on there this year. But starting on the road in the NFC East versus the Eagles and a Cowboys team where Dak has dominated this franchise for the majority of his career. And then you get the Super Bowl champs for your home opener week 3, and London versus the Colts is not going to, they were a good team before their quarterback got hurt last year. So they cannot afford to come out the gate slow. They need to be healthy. They need to actually see preseason work and take these joint practices serious. And we need to get these coordinators jump-start because we cannot. A slow start could be fatal in the NFC East in 2026 with a schedule like this. And it's all of our schedule. The whole division has a tough schedule this year.
It sure does. Erica?
Ain't no half-stepping. Ain't no half-stepping in this, John. Because I'm telling you, for real, this first three games, like Rio was saying, and like you said, Indianapolis ain't no slouch.
No.
You
You
can't.
And that's over on across the pond.
You can't sleep on any team.
No
team.
Nobody.
It's the NFL.
Nobody.
And if you do, you're going to lose.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Yep.
And that's why you guys know me. I've said this. I don't really pay attention to the schedules too much. Obviously, I have to break it down. That's my job. And hell, I was in Aruba and had to go on, with my good friend Natalie Spall up at ABC and break it down. And then Scott Abraham, we had to do it again. And I'm like, people pay so much attention to the schedule. And I know, Rio, that's a big deal to you. I know
it is.
I know it is. But I always remind people, again, every team that they're going to play has professionals that are getting paid to show up.
Yep.
They're probably looking at their schedules and thinking maybe Washington's not as hard as Philadelphia or Dallas. I'm sure that's what they're thinking, depending on where they're playing them. You think that the Cowboys and Eagles are thinking Washington has a chance to come in there building the first two games and beat them at a 4:00 start? Probably not. But if Washington were to go do that, what are we looking at here? If Washington wins their first two games, hypothetically speaking, if they go on the road against two divisional rivals and win, then you have the Super Bowl champions coming in with a 1:00 start, by the way. That favors Washington.
That favors us.
You open at home against them. Yeah. So
we owe that team badly after what they did to us on Sunday Night Football last year, too. So a 2-0 start would really put Washington in a place where the opportunities are endless this year, and we can start to bring back some of those 2024 vibes because it does not get easier. You come back from London, you got the Giants, the Niners on Monday Night Football. You get an early Week 7 bye, and then it's Eagles, Rams, Giants, Bengals. Like, it does not get easier for this team on the schedule at any point. So a fast start would be advantageous to success in 2026.
100%. And Erica, is there any game on the schedule that you circle that you have to be at, that you have to see?
All of them.
Every last one. Huh?
But I'm actually looking forward to seeing them go against the Rams.
Yeah, that's.
I really am, because that's going to be. They should have been in the Super Bowl last year.
You think so? You think the Rams?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if my producer likes hearing that because he's a Niners guy. He's a Niners guy, so he was doubly sick because Seattle won it and the Rams were playing them in the NFC Championship game. So
no, actually, it's the SEC model. I just cheer for my division. They won, so it matters for all of us.
That's loser talk. You do realize.
That's the SEC model.
That's
that works in college. I don't really think that plays in the league, man.
Does the SEC model work at all anymore? Period.
For
because
real.
Last time I looked, Big Ten's Conference of Champions. So
they was popping champagne in your stadium in January. Man.
I know that was rough. That was rough.
Doing everything, man. So look, one of the things that I think is important to say, especially after yesterday, seeing these guys working hard and doing things, is the speed and athleticism of the team is definitely flipped. That was on display yesterday. You got larger guys. You go back to say like 4 or 5 years ago with Ron Rivera, they had smaller guys. Well, now Adam Peters, you can tell, is kind of flipped this thing. They're more in the model of the 49ers where he came from, big physical teams. How important is it for this team identity wise to establish it and be ready for it for week 1, having to go to Philadelphia? We'll start with Erica and then Rio, and we have to wrap this up in 2 minutes. So each one of you gets like 45 seconds to answer this.
Oh, okay. It's all, to me, it all starts with the culture, and Dan Quinn has built a tremendous culture. And I just made a video today saying that what does it take to be a winning franchise? And one of the things is that the players are buying in. The players are buying in, the coaches buying in. You can hear it, you can tell, you can definitely feel the vibe. And I think that Adam Pieters has done tremendous.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Rio?
I think they need to establish an identity. It's tough because you got two new play callers that are both wet behind the ears and haven't called plays at the next level before. But despite the injuries, our biggest issue last year was we lacked identity. So to get back to those 2024 winning ways, we got to hit folks with the element of surprise, and we need to establish what we are. On offense, a balanced football team. On defense, can we create chaos? Can we create different looks even when they look the same? And can we flip the field for Jaden Daniels? Because if Jaden Daniels gets an adequate defense, look out, NFL.
Yes.
All right. So,
dangerous.
Folks, this is why I had to bring both of them on, two of the best. And I appreciate this family. So Rio, we got this video working too. So you just started something new for Alan to give him some more work. So appreciate you as always, little bro. Keep doing your thing. Can't wait to get back on. Absolutely. All right, folks. So look,
do it soon, man.
All right. So look, we've got to take a break here. Alan's like, Blake, we got to get out of here. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, myself, Lady Erica's here in the building with me. We'll have more here on the Lake Lewis Jr. Show.
Call Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling at 804-746-5853 today to learn more about their award-winning Lennox product offerings.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options, the Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates unavailable in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Your family deserves real protection. At Green Top Sporting Goods, our experts will help you find the perfect safe for your home and firearms. Visit Green Top today. Be prepared. Be responsible.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Richmond or anywhere across the U.S.? Trust the proven experts at the Cabell Children's Group. As the top real estate team in Central Virginia, they help buyers, sellers, and investors at every price point, no matter where you are. With over 300 homes sold each year and more than 4,000 homes sold since 2001, their results speak for themselves. Visit CabellChildrens.com or call 804-409-3235 today. Again, that's 804-409-3235. The Cabell Children's Group, delivering unmatched service and results you can trust for a lifetime.
The early reviews are in for Richmond's only local morning sports talk show.
Hey, Fitz, man, you're doing a great job. First, I want to give you a shout out to that. You and Alan are doing a great job, man.
Join the convo and start your day with Fitz the Bill with Jack Fitzpatrick every weekday.
Listen, guys, I love your show. I really do. Appreciate it. Listen to it every morning.
Clock in to Fitz the Bill every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m. on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
I'ma play Jason. No time to joke at game, puzzle, or riddle. The name is Big Daddy, yes, big, not little, so define it. Here's your walking papers, sign it. And
Welcome
take a
back,
walk.
everyone, to the Lake
As
Lewis
the
Jr. Show. And you see what you did, Erica? You started that because she said, ain't no half-stepping, and then Alan comes back in with Big Daddy Kane. And you know what? Locally, I just saw Big Daddy Kane at one of the Squirrels games about a month ago.
Wow.
And he still had it. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
and it basically shows these young folks, you know, I don't want to date myself, but you know, we did kind of start, you know,
Yeah.
hip hop, you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We did start it. So when you hear somebody like that still spitting, it just goes to show you that it's an art form that can't be lost.
Legends are legends for a reason. They don't just get that moniker. They got to earn it.
I mean, you definitely got to earn it. And I mean, I think, matter of fact, before he came out, Tone Loc was on. And, you know, so just to see these guys are like pushing 60, you know, to see them still doing their thing and still having the what would you call it? Like the
stage presence.
Not so much stage presence. I mean, like not being out of breath. I mean, because, you know, Big Daddy Kane's quick with it. So he was just kept going. And I'm like, this is just impressive. So speaking of impressive, the Commanders looked impressive yesterday in OTAs. And we don't want to keep, you know, beating a dead horse here. But there used to be a time, and Erica, I'm sure you remember, there was a time when OTAs really was kind of like, guys were like, do I have to come? I mean, should I come? It's become a thing now. And I don't want to say, you know, I don't want to put that out there that it's mandatory because it's not mandatory, but it kind of gives me the feel that it is. What do you think, Erica?
I think Rio said it, you know, when he was talking about being that we have a new defensive coordinator and a new offensive coordinator. I think it is kind of mandatory.
Yeah.
Get your hind parts out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people look at it like we're paying you a lot of money.
Even if you're, you know, vets like Tunsil, at least be present, right? Because you want to get to know him. You want them to get to know you. So filling out process for sure. I would have all kind of personal grievances with players if they didn't show up when I got two brand new coordinators, especially if you're a veteran. Come on now.
But what if you're one of the best players on the team?
I don't care who you are.
but see, that's the issue though. You're not going to step to one of the best players if you're like a Midland player.
Man, listen, if you're establishing a culture, we talking about a culture, why not? Accountability is part of that, right?
Yes.
Like it's one of those things where you could be the Steelers and let Aaron Rodgers get away with everything, or you could be Andy Reid that demands Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is healing and he's at OTAs. So yeah, get your butt out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what winners do.
Is the standard.
Yeah, that's what winners do. That's what makes them winners.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Now, see, folks, you're hearing this from them now. You know, just so you know, because I got to go back up there.
I mean, I say it, man.
You tell Big Laramie. Well,
I would tell
there.
Big,
He was there.
I would tell Big Laramie, sir. Obviously using sir, but like you're a leader. He knows that, man.
And that's why he was there.
Yeah, he of all people, because he's experienced some lowest of lows too. That Texan team was not all that great.
Yeah.
Some of his time there,
and he's always worked out. You know, he just had the whole offensive line. You know, we just talked about Josh Connerly. You know, Erica, when you see Josh Connerly and you see the shape that he's in, clearly he got that memo, not just from the training staff, Chad and those guys. He got that from Laramie Tunsil himself.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, you start with, what did he start with? Crosby, Parsons, was it the entire New York Giants defensive line?
Burns and company.
Yeah,
Abdul
and then he
Carter.
had to go against Pierce down in Atlanta, who had 10 and a half sacks, I think, last year. When you start with the gauntlet like he did, yeah, you get in the weight room.
I want to encourage people, if you ever watch tape, go back and look at the second half of the season that Josh Connerly had last year. I assure you, and I said this numerous times last year towards the end of the year, that kid was having a Pro Bowl caliber season at the end of the year. Like the second half of the season, the light bulb came on. He was putting hands on people, baptizing them, literally.
Yeah.
And I think this year, I'm going to go out on record and say this. Josh Connerly is competing this year to potentially be a Pro Bowl player this year at right tackle. I know
The Lane Johnsons of the world are there, but Lane Johnson's one more year closer to having to retire because he's getting up there for sure.
You know where I first met Josh Connolly?
Where?
Senior Bowl. You know why I remember him from the Senior Bowl? Because Mike Green put him so far into the dirt, it went viral so quick. Matter of fact, Mike Green put him in the dirt and walked off, didn't do another rep after that, and went straight to the draft and got drafted by the Ravens. Literally put him on the map.
And then
pancaking Connolly.
And so I'm going to say that.
Connolly,
and then what?
yes, he has answered the call, man. And I love to see that because that was a moment that could have kind of derailed him from a mental standpoint. Because if you watch the rep, like it's one-on-one, everybody's over there. Mike Tomlin, everybody's watching this one-on-one rep. And he got absolutely blown up, like treated like a baby. But like it didn't faze him, right? Like he goes into the draft. He takes his lumps. You could tell he was a student even at the OTAs and stuff last year. He was always around Cosme and those guys, always picking their brain, always willing to be held accountable and talk about it after the game as well. And I think that growth is something that the Commanders were banking on. And it's going to be, in my mind, is a smooth transition to go from Connolly, moving him over to the left when Tunsil gets to the age where he's not going to be able to do it anymore. And you've got your future anchor right there because he can play either side. He did that at Oregon too.
Yeah, you know, the other thing is that whenever you hear great players talk about a young player, like some of these guys are doing it now for Sonny Styles, Erica. And I can say this. They were doing it for Josh Connolly. I remember talking with Laramie in the locker room. It was him and Auntie Donna, you know, it was just the three of us literally. And he was just like, it's like, Lake, I don't know what the fuss is about, you know, he's struggling and the line's not looking good. He said, it takes time to gel as a unit. He said, but individually, he said, that guy has all the tools, all the intangibles. This is Laramie's words saying that he's going to be special. He's going to be great.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
When you're in college, you're going up against guys every 4 weeks, maybe that might can give you a challenge.
Right.
So big man wins, right? Like you're the biggest, baddest man on the block. And then you get to the NFL and that 250-pound guy is Micah Parsons. And Michael Parsons is picking you up, and putting you in the lap of the quarterback and just burying you. He's beating you with his quickness. He's beating you with his strength. There's an adjustment period for all young offensive linemen that people don't talk about enough because small in the NFL is also very powerful. Like these guys are the top 1% at their profession. They know how to generate power with speed, and their technique is unmatched. You don't run across that a lot at the collegiate level. So everybody's got to go through that.
And you know what helped him that I think sometimes people don't look into these little things. People kept saying, oh, Von Miller's an old man. Von Miller's an old man. Well, Von Miller's an old man with a bag of tricks.
That's been in the league.
Absolutely. So you clearly know having to go up against him in practice on a daily basis, having to go up with a strong guy like a Dorrance Armstrong before he was injured, Dedrick Wise before he was injured. These are things that obviously Josh Connolly probably took his lumps from them in practice, but it just prepared him because I would say by week 3, what was it, against the Raiders?
Max Crosby. He had to go against him too.
But he actually held his own. And Max Crosby, after the game, said, this young kid's going to be pretty good. You know, he did well. And that's because of all those days in training camp and mini camp and all of those things. And then having to go up against the first two guys that you had to go up against in Parsons and Green Bay, fresh off that trade. And when that happened, and then remember the first game, Brian Burns and Abdul Carter and all those guys.
The only person missing was T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett. Jeez, man.
Right.
I mean,
that stinks for a rookie.
He had a gauntlet. He really did.
And he's going to have one coming up too again this season too. But
I think
he's more quicker. He's smarter. And what I do like is that we have surrounded him with veteran presence.
And you also have a quarterback that's going to be under center. So one thing that I will say, when you listen to every offensive lineman talk about things this year, Sam Cosme said it yesterday. It's going to help our running game. What did Trent Scott say last week on this show? It's going to help our running game. Obviously, when big men can just put their hands forward and they're touching the guy, as opposed to backing up and then still having to cover these speed guys coming on the edges, it makes life a lot different. They want to put hands on someone. And Erica, I'm sure you're hearing how excited Alan is talking about offensive linemen because that's his thing. You know, he perked up.
Well, the games are won in the trenches, so hey,
exactly right.
See,
man.
the more you say that, the more he's just going to say, "See, I told you."
I'm telling you.
All right. So let's take a break. You know, I got to get my bearings here. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more with Alan, super producer. We have Miss Lady Erica Lynn joining us as well. When we come back, we'll talk about her YouTube channel and all the great stuff that she's doing as well. So hang tight. We'll be right back here on the Lake Lewis Jr. Show.
This is advertising material. Medical mistakes can devastate families. When doctors fail to provide the care you deserve, Alexander Schnarr trial attorneys stand ready to fight for justice. They recovered over $2 billion for their clients injured by negligence, surgical errors, and misdiagnoses. They take on powerful hospitals and their insurance companies, so you don't have to, but time is limited. Call now for a free consultation. No fees unless they win your case. Alexander Schnarr trial attorneys, 877-222-6666 or alexwins.law. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Phil George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for legal work. Office is located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia, 23510.
Spring has arrived in RVA, and it's a perfect time to head over to Queenfield Golf Club. Queenfield is a beautifully secluded 18-hole course just a few minutes east of Mechanicsville that offers a spacious driving range, practice greens and bunkers, and professionally maintained golf course. Take the afternoon off or schedule your tee time today by calling 804-769-8838 or reserve your spot online at queenfieldgolf.com and make Queenfield Golf Club your new favorite golf course.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance.
That's what Marcus was saying. What else did he say? He said he had 2 more in there.
Let's see. He was just saying it's big that Laramie Tunsil was at OTAs. He usually doesn't go.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And it's very big. You know, let's put it this way. In his previous days, when he was in Houston, when he was in Miami, that was something that he didn't do, but he hasn't been like that here. You know, remember last year was his first year here. So he wanted to show up and show out. So, but yesterday, he still was there. He still was there helping everyone, but he just didn't go through all the drills, you know, or go through any of the drills, but that's fine. He wasn't standing off like to the side, like he's mad. It was none of that. None of that.
Be present and be engaged. That's all we ask. Don't be on the, what was it? Micah on the medical table.
Oh my God.
We don't need that.
Or read the book.
And then he said Justin Herbert isn't even in the chart, even at the Chargers OTAs, and Jim Harbaugh let him leave.
I mean,
what?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Isn't he doing something with his fiance or wife or something?
I mean, I can't say nothing about that, you know what I mean? But
I mean, you can't.
I think she should be smart enough to understand, babe, this is why we got all these nice things here, and you need to be out there so we can continue to have those.
She also makes a lot of money too, I think, though.
And again, I'm not implying that she doesn't
Kelsey,
bring her own to
go
the
with
table.
Taylor Swift.
But you don't want to have your mate lose what they have either, because they're not honoring their responsibilities, so to speak. So don't get me in trouble, man.
Come on, Kelsey, go with Taylor Swift. she's the breadwinner.
That's a little different right there. I mean, you know,
that's a different level.
That's a different level. That's like, you know, when people talk about Jay-Z and he's got all this money.
Yeah.
Beyonce got a little bit more.
I'm not gonna lie. Based off how the season went for them last year, I need you there, man. That would have been the message. Like, I know home and everything. Tell you make it up to her once we win this thing in February.
And
that would be the
message.
But let's ask Erica, because Erica did say a few minutes back she sees things a little different from the men or whatever.
Sometimes.
But would you say, hey, Justin, you got to go to work?
This your job.
Okay.
We wouldn't have none of these things.
That's
like
a good
you
woman
said.
right here.
Like, know your role, shorty. Sit back and let that man do his thing.
Right, because if these lights go out, you out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, when we were talking about earlier on a serious note, that the OTAs have changed. And I think it's because when you look at the product of the NFL now, it's stretched out so much that it's year round. It's year round buzzes for the fans to have things. It used to just be when the season was over. You had to wait till the draft, and then they started making the combine a big thing over the last 15 years. Now it's so many different things. The schedule release, the first days of OTAs, then you have mini camp and free agency. Yeah. They're stretching this thing out year round. That's why they have games on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. So, folks, speaking of that, I've got to get out of here because it's our cue. We will be back next week. Remember, we got a big one coming up again with Trent Scott joining us right here on ESPN Radio. Appreciate you guys.